Are you going places or left behind without a travel companion? Listen to how you can travel more independently. Dr. Mary Travelbest will bring you the best tips and her travel mistakes so you can benefit.
Welcome to Dr. Mary Travelbest's Independent Travel Guide. This is a guide for women like you who need a little extra support traveling the world, one woman at a time. In this episode, the FAQ is how to stop credit card thieves. The destination is Mount Rushmore, and the mistake is packing in the dark. The tip is about journaling your travel memories. The FAQ. My friends asked me about credit card safety. Here's what they ask. I'm nervous about my credit cards and identity being stolen. Do I need a special container for credit cards with today's click-to-pay technology? What are some ways to thwart a thief? So here's the answer. There are some ways to get back at those who will try to steal your credit card info. These thieves are armed with scanning devices, and they can read your card information by intercepting its RFID signal, stealing your information if they were close to you. Thieves could steal information even if your RFID emitting card was tucked into your wallet, purse, or pocket. So the first thing you need to do is keep track of your cards, the numbers and the phone numbers of the banks. Protect your credit cards from theft by encasing them in foil or by using a skim sure card that jams up the thief even better. What it does is it sends garbage via RFID back to the thief, so he or she does not get your info. Skimsure is SKIMSURE. You may not know you've been compromised until it's too late. Be sure you have a plan in the event of losing your credit cards. I've tested Skimsure and it works. Even if you're shopping in a store, a thief can steal your credit card info. This is a clear deterrent to that kind of thievery. And I've spoken to the owner of the company about the product, and I believe that what is now very popular in Europe will make its way to other parts of the world due to the need for more security of our information and commerce. Now for today's destination, it's Mount Rushmore. I traveled to Mount Rushmore National Memorial to see the massive sculpture carved into the mountain. This had been a bucket list destination for me, so I was grateful for the long trip to the destination and the beauty of the region. The faces are 60 feet tall. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln are featured, and it takes about 2 hours to see the entire place. I'd like to go back at sunset or in the evening to see a live concert someday, once that opportunity arises. This was completed in 1941, and the artist was Gutzon Borgium and his son Lincoln. They directed the project. Mount Rushmore was better than expected. It was not crowded. There was a good flow of cars and people. It cost $10 to park, and there was no fee to see the monument. Some locals and some foreign accents too. The hike is only 0.6 of a mile. The forest around it is lovely. Now, some other travelers will like the touristy things in the region, things for families, kids, etc. There's a tram, there's a farm, there's caves, animals, a lot of side of the road stuff. I prefer just staying away from the crowds and being safer and wearing a mask. Now, a short drive from Mount Rushmore is the Crazy Horse Memorial. Never forget your dreams, said Korsak Ziolkowski. This Crazy Horse Memorial is located between Hill City and Custer. Now, a little bit about the Crazy Horse Memorial. Visitors that support that mountain carving make a donation to the Indian Museum of North America and the Indian University of North America. I donated some money and have a rock as a memory from the mountain. The monument started being built in 1948. It was a Polish Bostonian who had recognition from doing the 1939 World's Fair. And the construction is still going, even after he died in 1982. He and his wife had 10 children, and some of them and grandchildren are still working on this monument. They've got a lot left to build. In another episode, I will share more about South Dakota, including Wind Cave National Park, Badlands, Custer State Park, and Hot Springs. Now for today's mistake, packing in the dark. My error was the wrong shoe was packed. I packed my suitcase in the dark and brought one navy blue shoe and one black shoe. They looked similar in the dark, but in the daylight, that was a big mistake. So don't pack in the dark like I did. Bring pairs of shoes that are the same. For today's travel advice, I'll talk about journaling. Now, you as a solo or independent traveler should and can journal in a notebook and say what they are grateful for each day on the road. Now, you could have a collection of journals. It could become that lasting memory of all of your trips. And these will last longer than the images taken from the photographs because the words you write will describe the feelings inside your heart, not just the 2 dimensions, but for every dimension. I want to bring meaning to your travel. So send me your travel tip or question. Send it to my Facebook page, my group, the Instagram, Twitter, my blog, or maybe you'll see in your next travel book what your questions were. What's on your travel bucket list?
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travelbest, that is.